Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Uh, uh, uh.
So here's the video I've been pushing back. I don't know if I've been reluctant. I don't know if it's the devil playing his trick and who doesn't want me to share my testimony. I don't know if it's laziness, but yeah, I've been pushing back this video, but I'm here today to film it finally. So this video, guys, is about what could have been a deadlier accident and how God saved me, my friends who were in the car when the accident happened, and my siblings. So I'm here, like I said in the last video, I'm here to testify of the glory, to the glory of God and to shame the devil. So for those who know, we attended the youth camp that was end of July. We attended the youth camp, and then it was from Thursday to Sunday morning. So we plan on leaving Sunday afternoon. So we were 5 in the car, and one person lives in Germany, and another person was supposed to meet us when we dropped the person living in Germany to catch our train. So yeah, we left the camp and we were 5 in the car. So first we went to drop our friend who lives in Germany, and then we went on our way to the airport to pick another friend who is coming driving with us to France. So as we were 5, then 4, then 5 again. That's just for context. And yeah, so after we have picked everybody, the service finished at probably 1 p.m, 2 p.m. We were still at the camp, and then 2:50 p.m. we're probably on our way to the airport, and then maybe 3:45 we started heading back to Paris from Berlin. And you have to know that the journey from Berlin to Paris is about a 10 hours, maybe 8 to 10 hours journey without the toll, because we don't normally take that. So without the toll it's probably like 8-10 hour journey. And we had 2 drivers in the car, my brother and my sister. We also had me, who didn't drive, and my two friends. So yeah, we're driving jejely. We have left Germany, and now we're in Belgium, and bam, accident happened. So basically, to go from Berlin to Paris, you have to go through Germany, of course, then Belgium, then Paris. And before that, for context also, if you attended the camp, you know how tiring it was. I mean, we usually start the program early and finish late, and for 2 days it was actually, and the camp was massive, was huge. So to go from point A to B, which are like where we eat and where the programs hold, it takes a lot. You have to walk, it's stressful, it's tiring, and the camp is usually jam-packed with activities. So is jam-packed the right word? I think so. So you get usually tired at the end of the camp. Honestly, the camp was very tiring. That's a very important information. So yeah, after the camp we left. On our way, we everything was going smooth. We left Germany without any issue. We were having short breaks as well, but our breaks were just like, okay, to stretch our leg and go use the bathroom maybe, and then we'll immediately leave. So I think Fanny drove. Junior started driving. My brother is Junior, and my sister then took over, and then my brother took back the driving. So yeah, on when we got to Germany, No, when we got to Belgium, sorry, there was a particular road where we had to turn. So I was sitting at the back behind the driver's seat. So I remember on this road I was looking at my brother's eyes, because normally if you want to turn you look on the road here and the road here. So I looked, my brother turned his head to look at the road before turning. And I remember looking at my brother's eyes to see if I could sense any tiredness and stuff, and I didn't. So after that, I think I slept off. And my two friends, I think the one in the middle was sleeping, and the one at the other window also just slept off. And I think my sister, who was in front, I don't think she was sleeping. No, I don't think she was sleeping. So yeah, after that I slept off, and then the next minute we hear da 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 da. So basically, what had happened is, I think the driver slept off for like a split second, a millisecond, and then the car left the road, and then we entered into those grass you see on when you're driving, like that field. When you drive, there's certain roads that are surrounded by fields. So that was the case for this road. So when I opened my eyes, the car was inside the field. Omo, guys, everybody started shouting, and then when the driver realized, they pressed the brake. So then after this, we came out, and then we realized what had just happened. It was an accident. And each time we think about it, we're like, so many things could have gone wrong. It could have ended way worse. But of course, God was with us, because another car could have been coming from the other road, and we could have ended up not in a field but like in water, and that would have made everything worse. So once we realized what had happened, the driver pressed the brake, and then we all left the car, or tried to, because some of the guys, I'm going to insert a picture. We Yeah, some doors were what's the word, so basically you couldn't open some doors, because the field, like it's like as if the car was in the field, like the field was holding some doors. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. The doors in front, you couldn't close them anymore, and you couldn't open them anymore. So those at the front had to pass through another way to come out of the car. So yeah, once we're all out, before leaving the car, we asked ourselves, are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? And everybody was mainly fine. So we all left the car, and then we realized how bad the state of the car was. I meant to say, like, you guys, there's no way, if not for God, we would have left this car, looking at the state of the car, alive. And so let me go to the end of the story. Let me try out. Yeah. Once we left the car, we realized the state of the car, and yeah, we had to think fast, because honestly, in this kind of situation, you can't just be like nonchalant and whatever. You have to think fast and act quickly. So me, I was already looking for a convenience store. Is that how you call it? Let me see. Yeah, the car convenience convenience store people. I don't know how that's how you call it, but you know, people that carry cars when like they are not well parked, or carry cars that like that cannot be driven 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 anymore, like cars that are in a terrible bad state, that the only thing you can do with that car is throw it away and destroy it. Yeah, so I was looking for that because we're in Belgium, so I was looking for that in Belgium. But apparently what you have to do first is call your insurance, so we were also trying to do that, but it was around 2 a.m. on Monday, so they were not open. So thankfully, and thank God, we had one of those people that work at a car convenience store that were just passing on the road we had just left because of the accident. I mean, yeah, before the accident. So they were passing and they saw us. Thankfully, thank God, God bless this man. And they did not continue their journey. They actually stopped and came to see us. So yeah, we spoke with the man, looked at the car, we took his phone number, etc, etc, and he offered to come the next morning, or not the next morning, like in a few hours after, because like I said, it was like Monday around 2 a.m. so maybe they start at 5, so like at 5 he offered to come and carry the car and take it to his own mechanic shop store to keep the car there. So that was settled. Now the next thing we had to settle is us, like how do we get to our homes from here, what do we do, and what do we do with our stuff. So thankfully, again, thank God for this man. He called the police in Belgium, and they came quickly enough, to be fair, and then they asked us what had happened. They examined the driver, because that's what they have to do, to see if they are in a normal state and stuff. So they did that, and then yeah, we asked them if we could take out the stuff we had in the car, and thankfully they said yeah, no problem, we can take them. They were really, 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 really nice. Mind you, we were like, the road is here and the field is there, so we went down like this. So to come up was a struggle. Very patient with us, like helping us carrying me, sustaining me, yeah, holding me and stuff. They were really nice. So yeah, we took out our stuff from the boots, and then they offered to drop us at a bus stop that was like maybe 10-15 minutes drive away. So we took our stuff. A first group left with their luggages, and then the second group left. We were 5, so 2 of us left with the luggages first, and then the 2 other people in the car later joined us. So we're all at the bus stop, and then from there, one of the policemen was telling us that at this bus stop, oh, I'm out of breath. There's a bus that passes that takes people to Charleroi, which is like a big station in Belgium. And then from there, we can take another train who will take us at Bruxelles, which is, where's Bruxelles? Brussels in English. And then from there, we can find another bus, Flixbus, to Paris. If there's a change of quality, background, or whatever, just guys bear with me. Anyway, let me try to make this as quick as possible. So that's what we did. We took the bus where the policemen had dropped us to Charleroi, and then we took a train to Brussels, and then at Brussels while we were in the train to Brussels, we're looking for the Flixibus prices, so we could book one from Brussels to Paris. We found one that is earliest to our arrival time in Brussels. And then we booked We booked it for 5 people. On getting to Brussels, we rushed to the Flixibus pickup point, and then we took it to Paris. And on getting to Paris, our pastor and his wife and another brother were here to welcome us. God bless them. How did they know? Because the pastor that came with his wife was like the supervisor of the people coming from France. So we have a WhatsApp group where everybody was telling everybody that informing everybody that, oh, just go to Paris, just go to France, kinikon. So at some point he asked us, because we're I think the only one who came on our own. So we traveled before, like 2 days before the youth camp, if I saw in the nice blog. And then we also plan on returning by car by ourselves. So he asked us like at some point like, where you guys? And that's when I messaged him privately saying, oh, this is what has just happened. And then yeah, he decided to come and meet us wherever we arrive in Paris and stuff. And this is so nice. God bless them, because once we left the Flixibus station in Paris, after we had dropped, they went back to work, I think. So that shows that they had something they were doing before hearing the news, but they left everything they were doing just to come and meet us. And at the time, it was the only person I shared with, because I didn't really want to make noise. I wanted to get to Paris, rest, and move on with my life. But at some point, I also informed my close friend of what had just happened. And to be honest, the testimony actually went round. And I was, till today, I'm very surprised, because I also informed another friend that doesn't live in France. And then he informed his friend that is like part of the youth camp of organizers. And so the news went around the pastors. And some days after, one of my friends in Nigeria even told me that, oh, they had a testimony even in Nigeria. And even my friends who had experienced the accident also told me that, oh, this is his testimony that is going around basically. Till today, I'm very surprised, but all to the glory of God, to be honest. I didn't want, when one of them called me, one of the youth camp organizers called me telling me, oh, I have to inform the other organizers. I was like, no, please, don't do that. And it was like, I have to, because it just had to basically. And this is not something I wanted. But then at the point I was like, okay, whatever, do what you have to do. And I understand that this testimony at the end of the day is just bringing glory to the name of God. So why not share such a big testimony? You know what I mean? Anyway, so after I think a few hours, I started informing other friends, and then the following Sunday we went to church. Was the Thanksgiving Sunday. So usually during Thanksgiving Sunday we have like a testimony time, and so they called us to share I don't know if it's better like this. They called us to share, no, I don't think so, to share our testimony. The 5 of the people that were in the car at the moment of the accident, no, 4 of the 5 people that were in the car, we belong to the same church. So 4 of us came out, and it was an emotional testimony. I've got peace that makes no sense. I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength, and I put my faith in Jesus. He never lets me down. Faithful to never so I won't be in love. He won't
mercy and faithfulness of God. If the devil had his way, we wouldn't be alive today. If not for the grace of God, we wouldn't be standing here today. If not for the mercy of God, we wouldn't have seen this demon. So please, I want to ask the pastor if we can rise and thank God for just 1 minute on our behalf, because it's only by the grace of God that we are here.
Will perfect everything concerning your life in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Maybe I'll project the picture, but there's no way, if not for God, we would have come out alive of this accident. So this happened like on the 31st of July, but we're yet to check out the goodness of God.
And at the end of the testimony, we realized several people were crying. I mean, guys, imagine my parents had lost all their children to this accident. It would have been a tragedy, not only to, and I'm saying this with every sense of humility, not only to my family but also to the church. So we honestly thank God that we were still alive. And days after, I went for a checkup at the hospital. I'm going to insert the videos that I took over there. And we got the x-ray result and we had nothing. Everything was normal, so thank God once again for that. And then yeah, we thank God. Honestly, I don't think there's any lesson to learn, so to say, aside if you're going through a long journey, make sure you take breaks long enough. And thank God for this big testimony. So guys, help me thank God in the comment section. Just write thank you God on my behalf, share this testimony with someone, and I catch you guys in the next one.